Hi everybody, it's Lisa. Today we're going to be working on how to make these little paint cards, or how I went about doing so. I did get this idea from Joey DeFee, and I will link her channel in the description below. What I have here is I have my Paul Rubens paints, which I don't use for this type of thing. I usually use that if I'm gonna try to do real, like making cards and stuff like that. Let me just make a statement here that I am not an expert at all. I'm probably considered a beginner in watercolors. Though I've been using the watercolors for years now, I don't use them on a daily basis. So that's my little statement. I have the excellent paints here. I also have the Sakura Koi paints. And then I have the Gem Craft metallic paints. So we need, well, I'm going to be using watercolor paper. We got pieces of watercolor paper. Now this, I think, is, I made a little booklet for my kids when we went down the shore years ago when they were younger. And I want to say this might be mixed media paper. We're going to try and see what happens. We'll try it. This is watercolor paper. I don't know what brand because they're just scraps. I have a couple of them. Like this is an old card that I made that I didn't care for, so I'll use the back of that. Basically, this is the same thing. It's a cutoff. Here's another thing I did and didn't like it, so we'll use the back. And if we need to, we'll just use these little pieces of cutoffs. This is cardstock. I wanted to just try it on here and see how it holds up. I also have several watercolor paint brushes. I don't know why there's a comb in there. And a glue brush in here. That's hard as a rock. So I have these, and I have these two are the paint brushes that I continually go back to. They're the Princeton Snap brushes, and I don't know, I really like the way these work. I have all those brushes, and I use these constantly, as you can tell. Got two little things of water here. I tried to wet down my paints the best I could. And I guess we will start with I don't know. We'll start with here, we're not going to use these yet. We'll use these after we're done with these paints. Where to put them. Okay. Pardon my runny nose. I just whack my face and whack myself in the glasses with the spoon. It's usually good if I take that out. And I'm not sure, since I did this technique last year, I'm really not sure if Joey used watercolor paint or she used acrylics. but I'm sure you can use them, do both. I don't think that would be an issue. Okay, so we're first going to see this gigantic mess I made here. We're going to wet this, see what color we can get. Now that would be a good color for like Halloween, like fall. And that's when I think I started doing these. And then I transitioned to red. So we could always make this red, or I guess, right? We can make it redder. Let's see. We'll do this. Paint. And of course I do not have the list of what paints are here. And that's definitely a brownish red. Let's try this one too. Just mix them. Mix them all together. Because I want more of a redder color. And I don't want a lot of water on my brush. Just a little bit to move the paint. And then we're just going to paint little swatches. Like little swatches. As much as you want. And what size you want. It's all up to you. And I think she even did somewhere there was a couple different colors within them. So I'll just leave this like that. And with the watercolors, I know they blend more because they're, what I put down first is still damp. And this still is very orange, but it's alright. It's alright. And this is a good way of learning how to use watercolor paints. It's a good technique to do, to try them out. You could do these all for each paint, for each color. Alright, so now we're going to go on to this color, more red in that. This way, we're not wasting paint, right? We don't want to waste our paints. And basically, that's all you're pretty much doing. Just making like swatches of every color that you want to use in your journal. And that just does not look Christmassy to me. Maybe if we do this, that'll make it look a little better. It helps if you have knowledge of the color wheel a little bit. Or you can just play. Just play with the colors until you get what you want. Oops. Okay. Now we'll work on the, I guess we'll work on these greens. See which green we got. What color that looks like. That's a darker green. Because we want a lot of paint. We want a thick, not thick, but we want it so it's not see-through. And you can do this, say, one color on the outside, and then we can do a different color on the inside, like this lighter green. This way it looks like it's got that ombre-ish look, which that does not, but I'm just saying you can do that. You can do half dark green and half light green. Do half dark green here. And forgive me, I'm standing, so, because unfortunately I can't see the screen if I'm sitting. Alright, and then we'll do the other half, this light green, and see how that looks. And don't worry about how bad they look or how bad you think they look. It'll work out in the end. Okay. And then here, let's use this other paper that I was thinking of that was possibly what did I say it was? Multi or mixed media paper. Also, I wanted to use these paints too. So we'll do the blue. We'll do blues here. See if this gets a little wrinkly. And then we can do, whoops, this darker blue on this side. And try not to leave any little puddles. The best you can. There we go. And we can go back to this and make another one. And we'll put some in here. You just don't, the color wheel, if there's colors across from each other, they will cause mud color. Like if I mix green and red, it would be brown. Blue and orange, I think. Or is it purple and orange? I think purple and orange make like a gray or red and I don't know. One of them makes gray. I forget if it's blue and orange or purple and orange. Well, I guess purple's a mixture of blue and red, so that would make sense to an extent. But this is not a lesson in color theory because I am no one to speak about that. Because I don't know, you know, I am not a teacher. I am not a professional. Alright, so let's do another green. I love that color. It's so pretty. And I like the way she made her shapes kind of like them up there, like these oval-y, squarish ones. Oh, crap. I just went the wrong thing. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Oh, that is very dark. And you could do anything with these, really. Let's do... I wonder if we just painted a clear area and then taking some of that green, we can have it go crazy. I hope everybody's doing well today. And then we can make really anything out of these. Let's try the reds up here in these paints. Okay, that's more purpley-ish. Yeah, looks good to me. We're gonna rinse the brush out good this time. I don't know what color this is. I think this is the color that I always forget about. And I really like. But I always forget that it's there. Okay, so now these have to dry. Okay, when they dry, I will be back to show you what we can do. These are almost dry, so it shouldn't be too long. Well, for you it'll be a second, but we'll see. I just don't like that green, but we'll leave it. We'll leave it. Right? We'll leave it. And I will be back in a few minutes. Alright, while those other ones are drying, I pulled out my metallic paint watercolors. They're metallic watercolors. And I'm just going to add a little bit to each section here. I am going to try to match up the color to the best that I can. This way maybe it'll look just sparkly and not... Actually, this is probably better. I'm just going to put one little area. See, that's not red. That's more than pink, more pink. And you're just going to do it that way. Here, I'll do this down here. Just to give it a little sparkle. A sparkle, sparkle. While we do that, here we'll do this. Green. We'll do the green. I love these colors. They're so pretty. Alright, now this, I would think, see that, this one I should have done a lighter green, but whatever, don't matter. We can always throw that in there too, right? There we go. We'll do that here too. And then we need the blue. And I'm going to go on this side this time. Let's see how that turns out. I'm just trying to blend this in a little bit. with it so it's not such a stark line. Okay. Now, hopefully you can see the glitteriness. Hopefully once it dries it will look good. It'll be that little bit of sparkle in there that, you know, somebody will say, oh, what's that? So pretty, right? Second step, now we're going to use the Inktense pencils. This way, we're going to draw an outline. Now I have all these different colors. I got all these, you know, the swatches. Inktense pencils are watercolor pencils, but they're, I believe, a dye ink so that they will stain the paper. This you cannot move. Once you put it down and wet it, it won't be able to move. So we got deep indigo, and this does not have to be perfect. I'm trying to see. I definitely have black somewhere in here. But I was trying to see if there was any other colors that we could possibly use. That would, you know, be good. But I think black is probably the best. If I could find it. Ink black. Here we go. That's exactly what it's called. It's 2200. There it is. And basically you're just going to go around and go around this way. And you can make little jiggles and, you know, we don't want it to be perfect, is my point. And I think if you wet these and then draw, it'll give you a permanent mark. Just wait a second. Now I probably should go through and dampen this so it will stay in place. Because if this gets wet with any other substance, then it will run. So there you go. Once you wet it, it's good. And I could even take a wet brush and go like this and do it. Or you can use a permanent marker to do something of this nature. Or a permanent pencil. There's the Stabilo, I think, has a permanent pencil. Okay. Now this one I did with the blue. And you can see the blue a little bit. Alright, so we're done that. Alright, so I really don't recall what I used. I thought I used the pencils here, but it also looks like there's paint around them too. So I'm not sure what I used. But regardless, that's good enough. Now I do see that I did black splatters. We did black splatters. Let's get the black paint. Forgot about that. Now this is going to make a big mess, so you might want to do it like in a deep box where it won't, you know, make a big mess all over the place. But you know, all you have to do is hit the brush like so. Oops. There we go. That's looking pretty good. We also have little circles that we can do with the black watercolor or our trusty VersaFine ink. You can just put it in like that and stamp just to get some interest. And then I was thinking we could use this little bottle, the bottle. I wanted a little tiny circle, but I don't really have anything. Actually, I just saw this marker sitting here. We could use that. Even though it's square. Yeah, let's try this instead. Oh my. Here, let's try it off there first. Okay. I thought it was going to turn out thicker. There we go. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty good. And I also have this marker in my hand, which I could probably do the outside part like we were going to do with the pencil or the watercolor paint, because this marker has another side. Oh, like that, the little pokey part. There we go. So we could always just go like that. This way you can definitely see it. And you want it all, try to get it squiggly if you want. You could do that. Perfect. I'm going to try and splatter it with this marker. If it doesn't do that, then we'll get out the acrylic. Because this shows up. See how it shows up pretty good? If you water down acrylic too much, then it's not going to show up. And we may have to water down acrylic to get this kind of look. There you go. Got it all over, but that's okay. While they all dry, we can dig out our paints again, our watercolors, and do some different crooked ones. Not crooked. Not crooked. They're not crooked. What are they? Triangles. Triangle shaped ones. Oh, that is not the brush that I wanted. Although we could probably use this brush. Let's try it. Alright, so we'll do green. And we'll do like a rounded triangle. That's a lot of green on there. See, these hold a lot of paint, don't they? Alright, so we're just going to blend this in. Alright. Let's zoom you in just a touch. Well, we might as well do it this way so you can see what paints I'm choosing. So we'll do 4 here. We'll do 1 red-ish color. Now see, this is the problem because I can't seem to get a good red color. And this is what it is. Alrighty. There's the reddish. And then we'll do blue. I'll do blue down here. Can't see. There we go. Let's try that again. I'm sorry, I'm not really sure what that beeping is in the background here. I don't know if it's somebody's car or somebody's backing up like a truck. I don't know why it says bubbles in it. Alright, next we'll do, we'll try, I guess, or we'll try this red. Let's see, this is different. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get this brush out of there. See, now that's like orangey red. Let's use this one. Oh, that was the one I did use. How about this one? We'll make them all red. Alright, that's better. That's a different. That's definitely red. Which I didn't get on my last set of them. I couldn't figure it out. Because I didn't use all the paints. Right? Okay. We'll do them exact so that we can use these now the same way as we would use them, but these are more, these are made obviously more for the corners of the pages. Now let me get my metallic-y ones out. So we will do the green for the green and hope that shows up. Doesn't really look like it did. That's better, I think. I'm not sure this is showing up. Well, probably because I got way too much paint on here, on the actual card here. All right. Now can we try? Now will it work? Okay. Next we need blue, or actually, like that blue, this blue better. nice if I kept the paint wet. Okay, and then we need like a pinky color over here. We'll do this side this time. And then we'll do the red, the reddish. I guess that's what this is supposed to be. We'll do this here. See, like the water, unfortunately, just takes that color right off. So we can just place that right in there. And there we go. There's that. Now we do have to wait until this dries up. So I dried this. Be very careful if you have a cutting mat like this under things. You don't want to use your dryer on top. So I had to hold it up and do it because it will warp your cutting mat, which I never knew before, and I always wondered why my other cutting board was, or cutting mat was warped. I could never get it to go straight, like flat. That's probably why. Okay, so the next version, we'll use the marker this time. This is an alcohol marker, by the way. And we're just going to scribble lines. Oh, and I did this of just the metallics. I forgot to show you. Just the metallic paint. Turned out okay, I guess. We'll use it, right? No problem. Alrighty. Okay, so we got that. And then we want to, maybe we'll splatter later. Or should we do it now? Well, let's do the marker. I mean this thing first. That's what I did, right? Yeah, I think so. This way this will dry. Alright, so we don't want too much. Alright, let's heat dry that real quick. Hang on. Okay. I definitely did an air drying procedure on that. And then we're going to do the splattering the black ink. Get that. I should have left that open. Alrighty. It's a little too much water. We don't want big globs, you know. See, probably just went all over everything. My goodness, what have I done? Alright, so now we need the white. Where'd that? Oh, here's the pencil. Alright, now what I did last time was I just pressed on that little point to get more ink flowing at the tip of it. And just splattered it everywhere, which is too much, little bit hit less. That way. that's that. Actually, I really do like the little tiny circle. So maybe we should try that too while we're at it. I'll just put a little bit of circle. Little circles. Circle and circle. They look like kind of like coffee cup spots. Okay. Plus it's a different shape than we have. So it definitely contrasts and looks beautiful. So next time we will take all these and put them to good use. And if you would like to know when I upload that video, subscribe. This way you'll be told when I upload every video. Thank you to all those who have done so. I really appreciate you guys. And come on back and see what we can do with all these little painted cards. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.